Welcome, everyone. We're back Mondays with Mike. Let's give it a minute for everyone to show up in here. And for any of you that are tuning in for the first time ever, we come in here every Monday to basically talk Honda parts, my business, Axion Industries, shipping, uh, different sales going on, questions about mods, your car, whatever you want to ask, chat with people in the group. You just leave a comment below. We're here every Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern. And yeah, we come in to just kind of chat. There's a lot of people that show up and, learn about cars. If you don't know much, perfect place to just sit and listen and join in. So we'll see everyone kind of join in today and see what happens this Monday. We actually won't be doing next week's Mondays with Mike. It's actually going to be my birthday and I will be in Toronto. So if any people aren't from Canada are on here, hello. So I'll probably mention that once more people get on so you guys don't waste your time next week. What's up, Steven? How you doing? We'll let a couple people get in to the chat and see what questions you guys have tonight. A pretty busy day for us, considering a lot of people, I think, hold off on waiting for Black Friday discounts and deals. So, if you've got orders to place, get them on in. Black Friday deals are pretty decent, but, in the automotive business, there's only so much you can discount. So, oh boy. Well, I will be 48 come next Monday. So almost to 50. We got 2 years to go. Oh, cool. Well, we can't wait to get you back into a Honda. Oh, man. So, yeah, another busy. I'm trying to think. We do have an update from Acuity finally on the shifter for the 11th gen. I know I talk about it like every week, like it's actually happening. But yeah, it's still going to be a little bit, guys. They're not even close to being done with them. Let me just wait for a couple people to get on so that way everyone kind of gets the info. I'm just making sure we have sound and everything. So what's going on? Oh, cool. Good, good, good. Glad to see you're getting your car done. Back together. That's always a good thing. It sucks not having a car or taking apart one and then it just sits. So that's good. Yeah, so Acuity shifters, the brand new ones for the 11th gen, those are now being pushed back till January 2025. Acuity they're finishing up all their testing on their cars that basically are in their race programs. So they're getting that kind of info. And I think they start ordering all the little miscellaneous pieces for the so once those start kind of coming in, then they can start assembling but they're guessing it's probably going to be January, so. But yeah, so another busy month. We can't wait for our Black Friday. We do have the Willy Wonka tickets going out. I sent another 2 out today. So if you ordered, you might have a good chance in the past couple days of getting one. We have 2 left for the month. So those will probably ship either this week or early next week. So yeah, and I can tell you that one of those is actually the $200 off. So you guys have a good chance of maybe getting a win if you order something on the site, and we'll see. I mean, the less orders I get, the better chance you have. So, October's kind of a slower month, so there is a good chance. There's 2 left, and so we'll see. Usually you need a little bit more than your finger. Because it's typically a little notchy. So, which I personally love the notchy kind of shifters. Some people like them going in very silky smooth. Acuity, especially their like shifter is actually, fairly notchy, which I love. I mean, and you know what gear it's in when you go in. So, yeah, the stage 4 is really only good if you're going to go turbo. It's too grabby of a clutch for especially NA. The other thing that people don't realize is clutch are always based off of torque that you're doing. So a lot of people will be like, "Hey, what horsepower is this clutch rated?" It's not rated. No clutch is rated for horsepower. It's usually torque. Um, Torque is always going to be the things that send your rod flying. Hurt the engine. Obviously, mistunes can, but usually, as far as everything's working fine, torque is going to be the one thing that causes issues. So. Good, good, good. Well, it's always good getting your parts done. I'm trying to think of some other stuff going on. We do have a lot of stuff in stock. 11 gen intakes, Type R intakes, intercoolers for the 11 gen 1.5. I'm still waiting on a couple coming in. We do have Type R stuff. So, yeah, I mean, for me, the Acuity shifter or the hybrid's really nice. It's a little less notchy, but it still is a huge upgrade. Even the stage 2 kit that Acuity does for the stock shifter is night and day difference. I had a guy that posted online today that just installed his, and he is absolutely in love with it. So we've got tons of those on the shelves. Yeah, so lots of stuff going out. And I did post up this week about our 11 gen race car that we're working on. I don't know if you guys saw it. I just posted on Instagram tonight. If you want to go and like one of the pictures, it's just of the intercooler. We had a couple questions from people online about it. Basically, like, what were we doing? There's still a long way to go with these parts, but basically, you can start seeing where the turbo is going to go in from the top of the intercooler. It's a vertical flow. So most intercoolers side to side cooling. So the hot air will come in from the compressed turbo, move along, and go towards your throttle body. With our drag car, the way we're doing it is we're going turbo up top, center feed, zero piping at all. It'll actually be basically just a turn and right into the intercooler. And then you have a vertical flow. So all the air is going to go from top down to the bottom. And then it'll go out to the throttle body. So we have the least amount of intercooler piping that we can get out of this setup. The less intercooler piping, less lag you have on everything, less chance for stuff to heat up. So I think you guys are going to like what we're doing. I mean, I've kind of held off a little bit on the car getting some stuff done. We've just been really busy. The fab guys that are doing the work, they have tons of other cars that are ahead of ours. So it's going to happen when it happens. But we should have some good pictures coming within the next month or so. They're starting to trickle in. Once we get this intercooler fabbed up, then kind of everything can start evolving based off that. So it'll be interesting. I've always been using OEM stuff, unless it's really a twin disc. But I know some people that just use the throttle bearing that comes with the clutch. Both are going to work. They're pretty much around the same exact specs. So I think the Honda one's a little bit better quality. I'm trying to think of any new parts. There's nothing really else new coming out. We've just been busy, filling orders, and we've gotten a little backed up here over the last couple of days. Some of the stocks are just hard kind of keeping in right now in stock. So we'll have it, and then we'll have to wait another couple of days for them to come in. So, but yeah, it's been a pretty busy October. We've already beat last year's numbers, which is fantastic. So, I mean, that's where we kind of want to be. And hopefully we'll see some orders come in tonight, and maybe you guys have a chance to win the the golden ticket. If you guys have friends or that, let them know about the website. Obviously, we can do other parts besides Honda. I just have to do PayPal invoices. If you guys want something, send me a part number. I'll get you a price, and then I can do a PayPal invoice. We can get parts for tons and tons of different cars. I just specify baling sticking to Honda because that's what we specialize in. But yeah, if anyone else is on tonight, go ahead and join in the comments. We'll see how many people get in tonight. Hopefully, good amount. I know, people are going to be busy with Halloween next week, and we're going to be actually in Canada this weekend. So, and then my birthday. So, we'll be busy doing stuff. I'm actually going to a concert while the wife chills at the hotel. And yeah. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on anything, shoot them in the comments for me. Let's get some conversation going tonight. I'm actually going to see Iron Maiden. So this is, I don't know, probably my 35th, 36th show, probably ever seen them. And this will be my fourth country I've actually seen them in. So this will be kind of cool. So yeah. Don't really get to concerts anymore. I used to be huge into going all the time growing up. And now it's just we're like 2 hours from the nearest like venue where any decent bands play. So like it becomes more of a like have to go get a hotel for the night and 2-hour drive up. So only for the special bands. And then we're going to see G-Eazy in early November. That's my wife's stuff. So she's more into the hip hop and rap, and I'm into pretty much everything. But yeah, it'll be a good time. So yeah, I wonder if Mr. Andy Klein will come in. He's got some stuff going on with the car this week, so hopefully he can update us on the car, see what's up, see where some other people are at. I know I kind of talked about doing every 2 weeks, but it's probably, I think as long as people keep coming in here every week, I think I'm just going to keep it as every week, especially through November. So, oh, cool. Well, their original lead singer actually died today. So kind of a sad day for me. I've been into them since I was, I think like 10 years old. So 38 years. So, but yeah, I mean, I pretty much listen to everything. I'm mainly a metal and rock person. I guess that's what's pretty much always on. No, Bruce didn't die. It's the original kind of punk singer, Paul Di'Anno, who was only on their first 2 albums. So Bruce is still kicking it. But yeah. What type of music do you listen to now, Steven? I got tons of bands, even though I don't know, as you get older, it's harder hearing some of these new stuff. Thank God for like Spotify and that they really introduce you to a lot of different music that you would probably never know if you had to buy it like you used to. Trying to think of some other stuff going on with cars. Right now it's kind of like this dead period. Oh, cool. Do you like Dream Theater? They actually played their first show last night with Portnoy. First time in 14 years. I've seen a lot of concerts through the years. I actually took my dad to see Iron Maiden and Dream Theater together. Like I don't know, I think it was like 12 years ago. Actually, they actually kind of co-headlined. That's cool. I love a lot of progressive metal. I mean, it's kind of difficult for people that can't think along those lines of listening to progressive stuff. Yeah, the lead singer, I have a tough time. I actually don't mind him on some of the albums, on some of the songs for Dream Theater, but live, I'm just his voice just doesn't do it for me. But I do like some of their new song actually that they just brought out the other day is actually fantastic. All right, guys, if you have questions on cars, Steven and I are just talking music, but if you have questions, shoot them in here. Oh, cool. Well, there's a lot of info to know about K-swap and a fit. And, I have some of it. Obviously, we've kind of, I wouldn't say ditched the Fit platform. I just have kind of moved on from my time with the Honda Fit stuff personally. But we still do a lot of stuff, and I still have a lot of customers with Fit parts. But if you have a question, go ahead and shoot it. As far as electrical stuff, that's not the best at what I'm versed in on these cars. I can do my best. That's where things get interesting, obviously, with the swap, and that's where we found out with our L15 swap was, the electronics are not fun. But yeah, let me know what year fit and what K you're putting in it, because that always makes a big difference. Ah, no Andy. Oh well. I'll probably just message him, see how he's doing this week. I know he's waiting on his turbo coming back in from warranty, so. Oh man. Best thing to check when the subframe's down. I mean, honestly, the only thing you really need to check is just bushings. It's pretty much all I would check. Yeah, I mean, the fit's not for everyone. I personally love them, especially the GK5 fit. I still think it's when it's done right, is one of the best looking new age Hondas actually out there. I know I'll probably get shit for saying that. They just look so good when they're lowered with the right wheel setup. Unfortunately, they're just slow, but if you swap them, they're a hell of a fun car. Well, the entire swap took way longer. It actually took us about 6 years. Tell you why. So basically, when we first did the swap, basically what happened, the engine hydrolocked. At the time, I lived in Arizona, and the flooding can get pretty bad in certain areas. And if at that time I had a cold air intake on the car, and went through a really, really deep puddle that I didn't even see, and hydrolocked the engine. So that was the main reason we wanted to do this. So I talked to the guys at Hasport. I said, you know, what can we do? I know we can K swap it. That's not a big deal. I said, but let's try and what if I gave you guys the car for a while, let you make mounts for it? So it brought out mounts for the community. So every mount you see out there from Hasport is because of our fit. Um, so basically, the K mounts that they make for the GK5, that's based off our car. But I actually thought at that time, I know it would have been a lot easier to K swap it. But I really liked, at this time, it was 2016. So you have to understand where my head was at this time. I knew this engine was coming out with Honda. It was going to be in so many cars. The basic potential for instant power based off bolt-ons um, was really, really good. I mean, the fact that you can make 340 torque and 270 with a stock SI turbo and flex fuel is amazing. I mean, no K series can do that for the money you have to put into it. You have to do a full custom turbo kit, and some other stuff. And even NA, you're never going to get near that torque unless you spend a lot of money. So I just thought the L15 would be really fun. It would let us also learn more stuff about the engine, and the future, the way Honda was kind of going. And for me in my head, I thought, look, not everyone wants to build a race car. Some people just want a perfectly fun, swappable car. And to me, the best engine for that was the L15B7. I still think it to this day. I love the K series, don't get me wrong. And if I did it over again, I would do the K series because I like to go all out. So there's just a lot more room with that motor. But as far as having a very fun, smoggable, fast car, it would be with the L15B7. Um, so the mile per gallon you can probably get in the Fit would be around 40 to 45 miles per gallon, tuned properly. And the only thing with ours, we used an 10th gen SI ECU. Then we did a custom harness. The harness cost a ton of money because we were the only ones that did it. And I had a shop do it for us, a guy named Bryant. And the harness extension and everything was a lot of money. Oh, there's Andy. So it just didn't make sense, but when you do things first off, it's a lot more money because, we had an engine that was in there that sat too long. So it basically seized. So I had to buy another motor, swap it out. I was pretty much over the car at this point, and the car wasn't even at our shop. It was basically at someone else's. So I had to pay them to do all the motor work. I didn't want to have anything to do with it at this point. So it just was too much money because of how long it kind of took. And I felt, but it's definitely a good swap to do. And I think the power to weight, I mean, look, if I really wish we had got it running perfect. I had too many other projects going on at the time. So that's the reason we kind of just stepped away from it. The car is now at Hasport. They own it now. I sold it to them so they can use it for one of their future episodes on VTech Academy. And they did a lot of work with the car. So they were helping me. I was helping them. But I can tell you that car with some lightning, and the right wheel tire set up in the drag, it probably would run like an 11.5 in the quarter mile with the stock engine with bolt-ons on a flex fuel tune. I mean, it's that motor in a 10th gen, which is technically 400 or 500 pounds heavier, will run a low 12. So yeah, cool. Nice, man. I can't wait for the updates. I figured you were getting it. So yeah, Andy Klein's going for the 10-second quarter miles with his 6-speed 10th gen Accord. So he's been kind of doing some new mods to it, putting it back together. And yeah. Yeah, so don't go with the K24C7. That's not, you want the Z7. So, or as English, Z. Basically, the two engines you want is K24C3 out of the CU2 TSX or the 9th gen Civic Si. Basically, if you look at the valve cover, it will actually have an R40 stamped on the valve cover. That's how you know. Obviously, it'll also say it on the serial number and everything on the block. But yeah, so here's the thing. Let me just explain. A K24 Z7, the most horsepower you will make with that engine, NA, is 180 torque and 210 wheel horsepower. That's it. That's it. Completely maxed out to the most. It will not make any more power than that. It never will. You're done if you keep that head on it. If you want to keep that motor and go NA, you can swap an 8th gen Civic Si head on it. You need to do some mods to the block and the head for oil passages, and obviously do a custom header. There isn't a lot of room around the back because we already fit that motor in there, and Brian and I played with different headers in that. The Z7 fits a lot better for the Fit. You could fit a turbo back there. It's just a better motor for turbo. If you plan to head swap, then you have basically an older style K series. So yeah, that's kind of like the different stuff with it. The Z7 works a lot better, compatible with the electronics of the Fit, which helps. So I mean, you could sell them on eBay, Steven, or some of the groups online alone. Um, I would say if you're going to sell it, now is the best time to do it. Number one, the short Rams are out of stock from PRL, so people will be looking for them. And number two, do it before Black Friday because PRL sale could be anywhere from 10 to 15% off. Who knows? And you don't want that to happen. And then that makes your used product even worth less money. So yeah, no, the Z7 is a great motor. It just depends what you are looking for as a customer or someone looking to, what makes you happy. Do you just want that 200 wheel horsepower and you're happy with that? Then, oh, cool. Well, that's good to know, Andy. That one I did not know. Interesting. Wow. Well, I would, of course you figured it out. Oh, man. So yeah, next Monday, I see there's quite a few people on. Next Monday, we won't be on here. It's my birthday. So I will be in Canada for that. Um, but yeah, but we'll be back at the next one in November and we can talk about Black Friday deals coming up and all that jazz. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're good with. Now that 210 wheel horsepower, that's on an E85 tune. 91 will get you around 200 wheel. So, like I said, you can always get it swapped, get it running right, and then plan to do a head swap later. It just depends on what you really want the car, usable for. I can tell you that L15 B7 swap will probably cost twice as much money. And the reason for that is because you have to do custom intercooler piping, custom intercooler. There's a lot different electronics that go on because, the ECU is, controls boost and everything, electronic wastegate, um, those types of things. And then a lot of the motors don't come with a turbo. So you sometimes have to source a turbo. So it's just all these things. So yeah. But yeah, if you need any recommendations, like I said, I can get parts, I can set you up. We were going to add a bunch of stuff to my site and make it. There's just too many things that go into play, and I don't want people buying what they think is a full kit. And then they're like, wait, we have to still do this. So I always tell people reach out. I can send you some links for parts. You're going to need the Civic Si Trans 6-speed. You need trans cables. You need the motor, obviously. You're going to need an intake. Pretty much a short ram is what works. I would recommend doing the RBC swap. Looks cleaner. It's nicer. It makes a little bit more horsepower. You'll need a downpipe, preferably the cheapest one that you can just find because it's going to have to get cut and welded anyways. And then you need mounts. You're going to need custom axles. So yeah, there's a bit of work involved. Well, honestly, I've been way too busy with this, with Axion. I'm trying to start growing stuff. I have the name for it. I have the logo done. The problem is like we have to register the business in like all the tax states and do all that stuff on top of it and then build a website. I think it's not going to get launched till probably in February. So that's the plan right now. But yeah, we're working on it still. It just got a lot of stuff going on. And obviously Axion I didn't plan for it to stay as busy through the summer. And our sales are, we're up almost 100% in some months. So over last year, which is insane. A lot of that is because the new website and, the new website provider also is getting our website out there more to people. I've just been working crazy hours trying to just keep growing the business. Like I said, we have so much competition now that pay for advertising. It's kind of hard to compete at this point. So I just need to spend as much time as I can online. So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't see the point in a stroker kit for the FL5. Car makes plenty of torque with the head design and the smaller turbos. Um, Especially for a Honda. I don't, but I guess if you're drag racing, then maybe you want it, but I don't know. I don't see the huge point a stroker, honestly, for these cars. I think the balance of the 2 liter with the head design is probably perfect. If they were going to try anything, would be to do older K series head swap to get rid of the single port. Would be the best thing someone could come up with. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. I just kind of, my wife was kind of telling me, like, look, like, you're busy enough now. Like, do you want to take on more, basically? So I think right now we're just going to keep doing it slowly behind the scenes when we have time. It's not a big importance to me. It was just something I thought would be cool. Obviously, like I said, the EPA always scares me with business, and I wanted to have a backup company just if something ever goes crazy at some point in life. So, oh, I did have, I can't remember. I did get some hate online from, well, Andy knows the guys that are doing this all-wheel drive setup. Maybe we'll talk about this a little bit on the channel. Um, the little all-wheel drive from AKD. Um, I made a comment online, and I try to be very transparent, like through our business and through some of my knowledge of what I've experienced with doing swaps and the pitfalls that I call that kind of come into play. And someone posted up like, "Cool, we have an all-wheel drive kit for our Integra." Um, I assumed it was in the 1.5 group, not the Type S. So I basically made a comment in there that, hey, doing this type of swap and making all-wheel drive, you're looking at spending 35,000, which is completely true. Um, and the owner or whatever guy sent me an email saying how dare I talk shit about his company, and it was pretty nasty. Anyways, I ended up saying in the group, like, no, I just gave, real time advice. So I'm going to weigh it out real quick. This is if you had a 1.5 and you wanted to go to a K swap all wheel drive with, so let's plan this out. Motor Trans stock, which don't even need all wheel drive. Okay. You're looking at 6 grand right there. No turbos included. You have no axles, um, no mounts, custom intercooler, some custom piping. It's easy to do. Downpipe's easy. You're still going to need those though if you want to do these swaps, because if you add a 1.5, you won't have any of the Type R parts or aftermarket parts from the Type R. So you're also going to need a transfer case. Okay. Then you're going to need a custom drive shaft, which is not cheap. You need the mounting done on the car. You're going to need to cut some of the chassis away. You're also going to need a modified bell housing, which is CNC, which is not cheap. I love what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like being called out for when I give out, pricing is completely wrong. You're going to need a rear diff. You're going to need rear axles. You need the whole rear of the car, basically the thing that they sell, which is, I don't know. I mean, Andy, how much is that thing? 3,600 for the whole rear setup, custom coilovers, custom brakes, custom hubs. It's not cheap, guys. So, and then you have to figure out the ECU, like what ECU are you running on this K swap all-wheel drive car? So I just try to be honest and out there for people. I think that's kind of why the business has gotten as big as it has, is because of my honesty with um, selling parts and what parts are needed and what not, what's kind of a con. Um, I think 35,000 for that type of setup is probably pretty true. Um, Now, if you had a Type R and you were gonna do this swap, I would say you clearly need probably 10 to 15K to do it right on a modern Honda, not the old ones. I mean, the old ones you still need 8 to 10K. So Andy, are you actually going to all-wheel drive your car when he has this stuff available? Yeah, so see, I'm not even wrong saying the price that I actually said for a full custom setup. Look, I think it's cool what they're doing. Um, I'm not a big like all-wheel drive guy anyways. I love the fact that Hondas have been front-wheel drive, and that's the way I'm going to keep all of mine. I understand there's a lot of some people just want to go fast, so they're going to go all-wheel drive, but I think when you're already doing a swap that already costs a lot of money and doing a lot of fab work, to add all that other stuff to make a car all-wheel drive is just not going to happen. But yeah, Jason, if you have any questions on the fit stuff, you're always welcome to message us on Instagram. Ask us anything. I can get you some parts. I can get you some info. If I don't know it, Brian at Hansport has a lot of info also. Um, so always here to help. What time are we looking at? Okay, we're getting along. Yeah, make sure to thumbs up, guys. I appreciate everyone coming in every week and supporting the channel. Um, I got another video I'm doing from the UK this week. It's a pretty cool drive. If you guys want to check it out, I think I'll probably post it up tomorrow. It's on like one of the world's scariest roads you can possibly drive. So I didn't think it was that scary, but it was definitely a cool road. Um, Even to the point where the wife didn't even want to drive it, and I just was like, "No, we're going." So, oh, cool. Yeah, I've had a couple people ask me what's going on with the PLM brackets, the amount, and I'm like, "Well, it specifically says 4 to 8 weeks." So, yeah, people are just dying to get the mount. I just hope, gotta make sure it fits perfect, or else we're gonna have a lot of pissed off people. Real quick, I don't know if I should talk about this on the channel or not. Hmm. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's probably going to get out there anyway, so maybe I will address it. So, RV6 launched their newest Jesse G Sport downpipes, and I had a couple come in. We've shipped quite a few out to customers. I finally did a actual like look at one and had it on the bench and looked over everything. Everything looked flawless on this thing. Come to find out today, I actually had someone message me about one, and he said there could be an issue. But I had RV6 message me tonight and basically say their first batch, something got um, designed wrong on the upper casting, and it's not fitting on the turbo correctly. So if you have one of the new RV6 G Sports, they'll probably be in contact with you. Or if you bought it from us, I'll send you info on what to do to send back to RV6. But yeah, kind of a shock. I was like, wow. But RV6 are great. They're going to take care of them, and I'm sure it's just a casting issue that they probably miss, because it's very easy to miss these. But it's basically where the turbo and the downpipe come together. They just were not mating properly. So figured I'd clear it up on here before the rumor mill starts on Facebook, which is horrible for companies to have to go through some of this stuff with some of these kids out there. Yeah, there's another dude with a GK5, a yellow one, that he did the swap, and he messaged me on a couple things, and I think he's got it running perfect now. So he might be a good dude to reach out to and see. So always a good option. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, him and I talked for a while. I just always get bummed because it's like a lot of people are wanting to do the swap and they never reach out to me. And the only thing that bothers me is like our car was basically down for so long getting these mounts made to help the community. And then a lot of people don't go through companies like us, they go through some random company that's never even owned a fit before. So, you know, hopefully we get some more fit love from customers. That's all I ask. That car really, really financially hit us really bad for a long time. So is what it is. I tried to do something cool and different out there. And, it just, for me, being the first one that did the swap, it took way, way too long. And I just kind of was over it at the end, especially with the motor kind of being seized by the time we were ready to start it and then had to go buy another SI motor. I mean, it was like money pit after money pit. What is that, Andy? Stop, close, trans, Torco? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Sorry. I was confused for a minute. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for the questions tonight. I appreciate it. If you have any more, shoot them in real quick before we get off here. We're almost approaching an hour. Oh, hey, dude. Not really on a street car. You'll feel it a little bit. It does help on some of like race, like track cars, obviously. I mean, it was a big thing. It basically got invented because the Mitsubishi Evo guys used to do it a long time ago. I mean, I wouldn't say it's definitely not a negative. So yeah, where the Torco on our site's only, I don't know, you have to check. We do have it for like 43 bucks for 2 quarts. So, and then shipping's 10 bucks from us. So got to get on our site, dude. I've got it on there. Yeah, just hit us up anytime, Yeah, I always tell people try and stay off Amazon, please. I'm not even saying shop with us. Stay off Amazon, Walmart when buying car parts. For certain things, Amazon, I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. But I actually have been like going on, like, I buy a lot of vinyl record. I don't buy it anymore on Amazon. I buy it all from small businesses on eBay. Because quite honest, it's going to help them out financially more than it will Amazon. Buy your car parts from actual trusted vendors that know what they're talking about. Because Amazon is never going to message you back and be like, oh yeah, you have to do it this way and do this way and torque it this way. And, so regardless if it's buying from us or Torco Direct or whoever, I don't care, but at least support smaller businesses. Please. All right, guys. Well, I think if I don't see any more questions, we'll probably get off for the night. Like I said, we're not going to be here next week. I will be in Canada. So for the weekend, and then on Monday, I'll be there. What are those spoon? Oh, so those are gimmicks. They're just basically to basically, like, if your brake fluid ever leaks out, it basically soaks it up so it doesn't get all over your engine bay. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea. I think it's more just advertising. And then it kind of covers up this ugly plastic piece in the engine bay. That's basically all they're for. So, yep. Skunk 2 has, I think I can't remember if PRL brought theirs out for a bit. But yeah, Spoon and Mugen. Any of these like Walmart Japanese companies. No, Spoon has done some cool stuff. Mugen, I've never been a Mugen fan ever. But you know, a lot of, I mean, if you sell a valve cover that's painted for $650, you're ripping people off. What's going on with the Honda Accord downpipe? I need a little bit more info than that, Vader. All right, Andy, good luck. Message me tomorrow. Let me know how it all goes. Yeah, if you guys have questions on orders, you can always message us at support@axionperformanceparts.com. You know, my support crew are basically answered till 5 o'clock. Sometimes we get on during the night to answer questions, so we don't leave people hanging till the morning. So, but I can tell you, if you're asking like stock on Accord 2.0 downpipes, the wait time is about 4 to 8 weeks. That's with almost every brand, because all the Type R guys with the FL5 Type R basically are buying up everything. So pretty much right now, the RV6 is 4 weeks. Ours is about 6 weeks. You're going to have to send me your order number because I don't know who you are on here. But yeah, shoot me an email real quick at axionindustries@gmail.com. And I can look up your actual order number and see what's going on, why you haven't got it. Because that should have already been shipped. So, but please message us. We're always here to answer all the time. I usually don't let any orders not get answered, at least with an acknowledgement. So shoot me one right here when I get off, and then I can actually look it up real quick and see what's going on with your order. But I need your actual order number or the email you place the order, some of the info that the order's under. So that way I can actually look it up. All right, guys, till next week. I'm Mike, and it's been fun chatting parts. Hope you guys have a good week. And we won't be back next week, but the week after. If you have a question, though, email us, write us on Instagram, and I'll get back to you. All right, guys. See ya.